is the kind of the secret shirt that we have coming out to all our patrons that have donated and future patrons that are going to donate.
Secret's out.
It is, because I wanted to wear the shirt today. But it's a cool shirt. If you do become a patron, you automatically become an asshat.
Sorry about your
Hence
luck.
the shirt. We're all asshats on the show, so join on in. So you will get a shirt as soon as you do. Do we have a minimum? Is it... Hey, Austin, did we do that?
I don't think we did a minimum.
I don't think we did a minimum, so just give us money. Yeah. Just give us money. Don't care. I mean, if you can live with yourself with giving us a quarter, I mean, that's up to you.
That's perfect.
But no, we appreciate all of you. So we finally worked out something with Al to get this done for you guys. So
already
they will be coming out to you guys. I think there's a number of you out there already that are going to be getting shirts. And you're going to get a random ass size if you didn't tell us. So that's what you get.
You'll know somebody. Like this. This will fit you.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. Everyone's a large in this world, right?
Yes.
Here you go.
We can all wear a large.
Yes, exactly.
But that's your size, or it's a 90.
But also, yeah, true. Yeah. But they also carry all of our Grappling Dads gear. Paul is wearing one of our updated shirts that actually has our sponsor on the left-hand shoulder. So Austin's not the only one on the show that has the correct shirt. He also has a hat that's available at topmountapparel.com. And many other things. They have a great shirt that Paul was wearing yesterday. Just one more.
Yep.
Great idea overall, but a great lifting shirt. What did they call it? Fitness. There we go. You got a lot of fitness stuff going. So very cool stuff. Check it out. topmountapparel.com. GD10 at checkout. Will save yourself a few dollars. And we would most certainly appreciate the support with Top Mount Apparel. Al and the boys over there are awesome.
Question. I was thinking about this as I went through some of our photos.
Yes.
Did you ever wear the Clangin' and Bangin' shirt on the show?
I didn't. I can wear it next week if you'd like.
Okay. I'm just making sure we...
I seen him wearing it on the way to his car the other day. I'm like, bro, that's a nice shirt.
I said, fuck you, and I got in my truck.
Yeah.
Because I grabbed a blue shirt on the way out.
Like,
just grabbed a shirt, and I go, and I put it on, and of course, this Dingle Fritz sees me on the way to my truck, and he's like, nice shirt. I'm like, shut up! I grabbed it by accident.
It was awesome.
It's straight up Rogue Fitness. I wore it down in Key West, once again, by accident. And somebody mentioned it. They're like, sweet, I love Rogue. I'm like, I fucking hate it. And kept walking.
It's good company, bro.
It's stupid, and I'm out. I'm just not a fitness person.
No kidding.
No, I know.
You can't
it's
tell
weird.
by looking at you. It's weird.
He's never talked about it on the show.
I just got to mention, I just decorate myself. Instead of doing workouts, I just decorate the shit out of myself.
You should have him like shade muscles in.
Oh, I could.
Yeah, just
like pecs
paint,
right here.
Paint pecs. And
just some pecs right in there.
Yeah, a little bit of striation.
Oh,
yeah. You got it.
And I could like put some stretch marks, like I really grew a little bit. Oh, it's good look.
I used to have
it's good look.
Stretch marks?
I did.
Haven't you ever seen those shit from people that lift? Hello.
Yeah, but they put like tattoos of stretch marks?
No,
I
would say he would have to do that.
Okay.
I could, so it looks like I grew at some point.
Now it makes sense. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Way to pay attention to the show.
I'm doing other things.
You know,
you're
I know. You're the
like
worst.
Graphics
You're the worst
on the screen now?
Yeah, I know. You're the worst Jamie ever.
The worst Jamie ever. Yeah, he's got a Tesla. I get a Mazda.
Oh, it's true. We didn't even pay for that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm paying for my own cars. He's getting it from Elon because they're pals.
That is true.
Whatever.
I just thought it was interesting that Elon Musk opened up about being autistic or on the spectrum. I thought that was interesting. Cool. Nonetheless. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got on that.
Random thoughts with Kit.
Random thoughts with me.
And now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Read the question.
Right?
All right. So listener Ray sent us this question. I was wondering if you guys have done a podcast on what to expect as a white belt.
Yes.
Way back in the day.
A long time ago.
It's been a while. So
yes.
Why not revisit
it? Was actually one of our most popular shows for the longest time.
So we're going to tap into it again, right?
Hell yeah.
So Ray's story here. I'm a 42-year-old Leo. I don't know what that means. Is he giving me
Law
his
enforcement officer?
There you go.
Oh.
There you go.
I thought he was giving me his like
his sign.
His sign.
I'm a 42-year-old Pisces.
That was what I thought initially. I'm like, Leo. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember what
Aquarius.
it is. And then Cancer. Hey.
Scorpio.
We need Andrew on the show. This particular show would be great for him. You can look up the zodiac sign, see what's up. Yeah,
be great.
So Ray's a law enforcement officer. Good thing I didn't use the last name. I started BJJ in November of 2020. I've improved drastically since I started, but sometimes I get frustrated because I feel like I take one step forward and then take 2 steps back when other guys I roll with just crush me and I can't do a thing to get into a dominant position. Is this normal?
Yeah.
So expectation as
Yes.
a white belt, he's only a year in. He's not even a year in. November 2020.
Yeah.
Oof. 6 months.
Dude, he's at the tipping point, though.
Your reality.
If he's really dedicated. I'm sorry, bud. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, your reality doesn't match your expectations. It's just not going to.
Especially in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, you're fucked.
Thing,
yeah, no. All right, show over.
Yep, that's it.
Go home. Right. How long can we keep this awkward silence?
Everybody's like, where's my
they're kidding. They're kidding, right?
Yeah.
No, but it's tough. We've talked about it many times how tough it is because that 6 month, it really is kind of a teeter point because you start to click on things. Now, if you want to make yourself feel better, get a new student in there and roll with that guy or gal. You'll figure out real quick how far you have come.
Yeah, between 6 months and 1 year in, if you roll with somebody new that's around your size, age, strength, you'll be like, oh, cool, this does work. But if you compare yourself to the people that were already beating you when you first came in.
You know, like you joined together, some people just pick it up a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Don't do that because you'll get really pissed.
Yeah.
Because
it's tough not to. Like it's human nature, I think, to compare themselves to other people and not even down, right? So it's easy to go, hey, well, I can beat them. Well, most people go, well, I can't beat them. Ipso facto, I'm terrible. I'm not getting any better. What I found was I joined like a year and a half in. The same people that were whooping me when I first started are still doing that. So I'm like, I'm not getting any better.
Yeah,
and that's where you're taking your inspiration. It's not lack of.
Yeah. And that's the problem is everyone is also progressing with you.
Yep.
So
yeah,
it's very difficult.
Well, not only that, but if you're going in there and like say there's a 3-4 stripe white belt or early blue belt, and they're like, yeah, they're all things equal are going to make mincemeat out of you. It's just what it is.
Oh yeah.
But then they're at this level where you tend to start personally, right? This is just I don't know if this is true for everybody, but you start picking it up faster. Because the first 6 months are just like, how do I shrimp? Where do my arms go? Yeah. It's like all the.
You got to get the dumb shit out the way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, stop pushing. Yeah,
pushing
off
away.
On people. You know, that stuff. So they've already gone through that portion of it where you had to do that, and now they're on. Okay, I can start learning some jiu-jitsu, like learning some actual moves and applying a couple things here and there, and then they can kind of progress a little faster. You know what I mean? They passed that tipping point before you did, so it's going to be hard to kind of catch up.
It is, and I hate when people say, because I've said it, and I hate when I say it, like, don't compare yourself. It's impossible not to. I don't know anyone that I know that I've gotten to an in-depth conversation about jiu-jitsu, Croyler, totally excluded in this, that hasn't gone, well, I at least fare really well against that guy. That's comparing. Even if you're just like, I can do okay against them, you're still comparing yourself at that point. So I hate, it's another one of those things like, oh, don't compare yourself. Well, they're going to. So let's try to find something different to say.
Well, so the other thing is, right, well, you gotta compare yourself to yourself. It sounds good in theory.
It does.
But it's hard to go, could I beat the crap out of the guy I was 6 months ago? Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's hard to put myself in that frame of mind. Well, probably.
Well, right? You could be Austin and you just basically plateaued a week in.
Right.
And just been riding it out ever since.
Gotten. Not wrong.
Just owns it.
It's fair.
I love Austin.
It's more fun if you fight back.
He fits in the show. He fits well in the show.
I take it.
Stop taking our fun away,
because he doesn't care. Yeah. It's not fun for us.
But
I will continue to do it.
Right. Yeah. I compare myself to other people too. I do it all the time. It's hard not to.
It's hard not to. I don't know. If you want to compare yourself, fine, but don't let it stop what you're doing.
Yep.
That's more what it comes down to for me.
Yeah, this mindset that early on, 6 months in, is I think pointless. Just keep going. Like you'll be fine. It's the 2 year point, right?
Yes.
Give or take, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, I can roll.
1.5 to 2 years, like you said. You'll start to really notice things change, things work all of a sudden, even if you're not a blue belt. Because guess what? It doesn't change that when you do that test, you don't automatically get better. We've covered that also.
Yeah, that was the biggest disappointment, getting my blue belt and being like, hey, 0 has changed.
Wow. Yeah. Why is the grass the same color?
It's like people that were already beating me are just going harder now. The people that think they should be at my level are just going harder now. Like, there's no good that came from getting my blue belt. Yeah.
Why am I here?
I was having fun until I got my blue belt. This sucks. And then you got to like become a good blue belt until that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that might be where some people get the blue belt blues. They're like, so you get the blue belt, and then you feel like you take 2 steps back because the people that were already blue belt now they're like a seasoned blue belt, or the purple belts that were kind of like letting you have fun, no longer care about your feelings. They're like, he's a blue belt, like I can start kind of letting loose and having some fun. And you're like, I'm getting worse. No, they were being nice to you, and you had no idea.
Yeah,
like you were going home or going to work and telling all your buddies and your wives and your boyfriends, hey, I'm doing really good against a purple belt or a brown belt. No, you're not. They're
letting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like me going, hey, I did really good against Paul today. I know better. I did not.
Yeah. But you can see where that's discouraging.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
like,
super easy.
Like, you go to work, you're like, hey, I tapped out a 1-stripe blue belt. He's been there for like 2 years, and I'm only a 3-stripe white belt. And then you get your blue belt, and then this, now 2-stripe blue belts, just handing it to you. You're like, wait a minute, did I just get worse?
Yeah, no. What happened was. But let's go back to white belts though. So the whole point of the show.
Oh, yeah. I got off track.
Yeah, whole point of the show. We'll do a blue belt one soon.
That's
a good one. We haven't done that one in a while either.
You can kind of break that down in between stripes, right?
Yeah.
So because stripes matter to white belts, I
they
think
really
more
do.
than any other belt. Like once you're a blue belt, like I got a stripe, but it's not as like meaningful as that first one.
Yeah, mine fell off.
Yeah,
so I have no clue where it went.
So let's say you got a couple buddies, right, and you got a handful of no stripes, and then like one person gets their stripe, and everybody's like, "Why didn't I get mine?
I'm better than that guy.
I can beat that dude."
Oh yeah, dude, it happens all the time. Yeah. And I remember getting caught up in it. I'm not adverse to it. The only problem I had was if I did let it bother me, Paul would beat the shit out of me. Yeah, so that happened a lot.
Like, stop. You need to stop caring about this, bro.
Yeah. And then he would just beat me down. He goes, look, you suck just as bad with a striper now. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. See, did that help you?
So obvious. No. So obvious. It's quite a painful lesson.
I almost took your belt and just put electrical tape all the way down it.
Yeah.
When you were looking.
Yeah.
I was so close to saying, hey, Jen, just give me his belt. And I was going to tape up the entire thing and be like, happy now?
It would have been better.
Because it would have
been better.
It wouldn't have been worth taking it all off.
No, it would have stayed there forever. It would have been there forever. I was like, well, I guess that's who I am now.
And then I just wanted to watch as Chad noticed your belt.
Chad wouldn't have noticed. Chad, he would have. He doesn't. He wouldn't have noticed.
What is this?
He didn't
my
notice
friend
when
sucks, Chad.
I'm sorry. He didn't even notice when 2 of mine fell off.
That just happened to Q on Thursday.
Mine all fell off. And he didn't even notice till he went to promote me, and he's like, and he grabs my belt and goes, "You only have 2 now?" And I was like, "Yeah, good enough."
Jesse went to promote Q, and Q's like, "I've already got 4," and he goes, "You don't have any on your belt?" And he goes, "Yeah, they all fell off." It's like, what are you doing?
You got to super glue those things.
But I saw that. I saw it online. I never even thought of that.
Oh, my wife is nice. She just sews them on.
Yeah, I was gonna say yours are sewed on. Mine on every belt, the 2 belts I've had, just fall off. Yeah, the blue one's gone.
The one
I have no stripes again.
The one on my purple belt never fell off because I got it and then never went back to the gym again.
Yeah, you kind of did. You're like,
that
here,
was the
stripe.
last day.
Thanks,
Bye.
COVID.
Yeah. Last day at the gym. I'm like, oh hey, got a stripe, and then never used it.
Ready for a really weird one?
Yeah.
Yes.
I use hair. What is it called? I'm struggling with words so hard today.
Okay.
Dang.
Good thing
Hair
you're on a
straightener.
podcast.
There you
Oh,
go.
okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hair straightener. Press it down for like 5 seconds. Boom! It's like melted in there.
No shit.
Yeah,
That's a good one too.
Ironing too works. You just
Ironing.
iron
Yeah,
them.
same idea.
Yeah. I just
that'll
get
work.
long hair probs.
Long hair things.
I know you two can't relate.
We
but
really
you-
don't relate with that.
Yeah, I'm like, why
so
do you have
much?
an iron?
You've got wives. They have hair straighteners. I'm assuming.
I have multiple hair straighteners in my
There you go.
house.
There you go.
Oh, by the
yeah.
way, my house. How's my basement look?
Looks
pretty
good.
nice,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I wish you were there.
Yeah, you should have
It
came.
was-
I
Yeah.
was at
That
a
was like-
wedding.
I know.
I know. I'm just
Doesn't
saying that
matter.
I
You
wish
still
you
should
were
have been
there.
there.
Yeah, my point remains. I wish you were there.
We had tacos.
Damn it! I had pulled pork.
Yingling, that was good.
Yeah, Yingling.
What the hell is Yingling?
Mark Gilbert brought
Mark
that to me.
Gilbert.
What is Yingling?
Shout out. Oh, it's a beer that you can't get in
Oh,
Michigan.
yeah,
really.
you can't.
Yeah.
It comes all the way to Indiana and Ohio. That's it. That's as high as it gets.
Yep.
All right.
And it is. It was a lager, which I had down in Key West. It's fucking good.
Yeah, it's really good.
See,
It's just good. Like it's not even expensive.
No.
That's the cool thing about it. It's like a normal price beer. It's so good.
he's a white belt who gets
It's out
it.
of Philly, I do believe.
Yeah.
You
Or out of
bring,
Philadelphia.
bring good beer.
Yeah. Well,
Otherwise-
he's a pilot, right? Yeah, he's a pilot.
Okay.
I can't remember what he does.
No, yes, he's a pilot.
Okay.
I talked to him last night. I was actually pretty proud of myself, guys. I
Nice.
talked to people.
And you remembered things.
I know. It was
you
cool.
go?
I just sat there because my wife comes downstairs. I was sitting downstairs just checking out the new TV, watching. And she's like, you're being antisocial. I'm like, correct.
I'm enjoying it. I worked so hard for all of
What
it.
else is new?
I just look at her. I'm like, you're the one who invite people. I'm happy just about myself.
Yeah, this is your party. I'm just here.
I'm adorable right here. It's just watching TV.
Right.
But my basement looks good though. Yeah. Anyways, but we did have a few white belts at the house last night, which was kind of cool. And we didn't beat them. It's a plus. Treated them like humans.
That's solid.
I thought it was nice of us.
I mean, as an upper belt with a white belt there, what you got to beat him up.
You would want to. But no, part of being a white belt is we make jokes about talking down about white belts, and it's all joking. Like we can't. White belts.
Here's the funny thing. Yes, jokes are jokes unless you don't understand their jokes, which we've been called out on before. It's like if you listen to the show, like we're all about adopting a white belt.
White belts, yeah, for sure.
And when we're saying that's a white belt thing to do, it's not being derogatory. It's just like
it is what it is.
Yeah, that's what we did. As everybody did.
Yeah, and that's how we know.
Yeah, where it becomes a problem is here's the sucky thing. When you're an upper belt and then you talk trash on white belts, like I hate rolling with them. There's too many of them. Blah blah blah. Like, well, you were there and somebody had to deal with all your shit too. So
you definitely punch someone in the face while rolling.
Yeah, like
I guarantee it.
Yeah, I've done all the dumb white belt things, so now I feel obligated to help somebody get through all the dumb white belt things.
Well, and you did. Yeah. And if you have someone like that, or if you are an upper belt, because we have a lot of upper belts, and we need, on top of the massive white belt following you have, Paulie, and we've talked about this for years, but Paulie adopted me, as his white belt, and every time I did a white belt thing, flail, poke, kick when I wasn't supposed to, he would literally inform me of these things, and I got through the white belt spazziness probably, I guarantee, faster than I would have just by myself.
Yeah. So if you're a white belt, be the person that's cool enough to be adopted by somebody.
Yes.
If that makes sense. Like
it is. And it takes.
Yeah.
Ego wise is going to get in the way when it comes to that.
Yeah. As a white belt, the best way you can learn the fastest is to be a cool person.
Yes.
Because then people are going to go out of their way to want to help you.
Yeah.
But if you're the one bragging about who you beat up or who you didn't tap to, nobody's going to give you that help.
No, you're going to be you're going to be that white belt that people just talk about.
Right.
When you hear bad things being said about white belts, that's who they're talking about.
Yeah.
The white belt that comes in, thinks they're hot shit. I can do this. I can do that. I beat that guy. I beat that guy. I beat that girl. That girl's nothing. I can beat her. It's like, yeah, you're that guy.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah,
we have white belt.
You're a white belt. You're learning all of this. And it's when you say you're a white belt, it comes across as, talking down to you.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a fact. You're a white belt. You're going to go through the same things every other white belt has. You're going to be a dipshit.
And you should.
It's just what you're going to do.
Right. You should enjoy the nobody expects anything from you.
Oh, it's so wonderful. I want to go back.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody that goes beyond white belt goes, you know what? I didn't enjoy that as much. It's kind of like childhood. It's kind of like childhood when you want to grow up so bad, and then you realize it just comes with responsibilities and bills.
Yeah.
And that's all life is now.
Yeah.
I got to pay bills now.
Like, this
Yeah,
sucks.
exactly. Oh, yeah.
Like I was really looking forward to this, and now I hate it.
Yeah. Most people hate it.
Yep.
Expectations suck. And once you have color on your waist, you now have expectations. Even if you say, no, I'm not in that kind of gym. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
You do, because there's going to be new white belts that walk in, and guess what they look at? Just like you did. You're like, ooh, that guy's a blue belt. That guy's a purple belt. I bet they're really good.
It's easy to want.
It's like, eh.
Yeah, it's easy to want to be the person that doesn't want to help out. Like, I'm here for me. That's it. Everybody else can deal with it, but it's not how it works, right?
It shouldn't.
You're going to have people that you roll with, and they're going to ask you questions. And
of course,
like, do you really want to be the person that's like, I don't help people?
Yeah, like it just seems so awkward.
Yeah.
But if you're a white belt, find that guy that's willing to take you in. Paulie and I both kind of took in Austin. That's kind of how we got close. Is we hung out with Austin. We helped Austin with certain things. Both of us did.
Base.
Base was a huge one because he was the fucking weeble wobble of all jiu-jitsu. And but he just never came back up. He just fell down.
You were very tippy.
You were very tippy. Yeah. You got a lot better, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't just, I think at one point I could scissor sweep you without holding your hands.
That's not a lie.
It seemed awkward, but it worked because I don't know why. But now it doesn't work at all. So that's good. It's good. But we took time out for him. We took time away from our training to work with him. Look for a person in your gym that will do that.
Yep.
Like right now, David Sotier, he texts me. He's getting some rolling time with his coach all the time.
Nice.
So he's getting to roll with him just repeatedly. It's like having a private lesson every week because the coach needs somebody to train with. And he picked Dave. And David's just super pumped. I'm like, yeah, that's freaking awesome, man. He gets like almost 4 hours a week with just his coach. I'm like,
perfect.
Yep. Free privates.
It's amazing.
You know the problem with that, though? Is if that's, I'm not saying that that's his only training, but if it is your only training.
No, it's not his only training.
Yeah, well, so like.
It's like after class and
right.
shit, I do believe.
Yeah, so if it would be your only training, like let's say you just get private lessons, then you get a blue belt or whatever, then you get thrown to the class, you're going to think you're good because you all this one-on-one time. Nope.
Yeah.
This is not gonna
Steve
work.
Dixon
Yeah.
is a perfect example out of Croyler's gym. He got to blue belt, and we've gone over this, but we haven't talked about it in years, literally. He had done privates all the way till he got his blue belt. And then he's like, I can go to class now because his schedule changed. Yeah. And he went into class and he got his ass annihilated. And he's like, what the hell? I know all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different from a private lesson.
When you have somebody that's kind of coaching and helping and letting you do stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so different than from somebody that's going, I'm going to win.
Yeah. I'm coming at you, bro.
Or even not lose, right? So it's like almost the same thing.
Yeah. No, it isn't, though.
No, it's not.
It is totally different, especially when it comes to white belts. But to end with Steve, guess what? He's awesome now. He's a purple belt and he's sick. So it makes you feel stupid. Whatever.
Yeah, he's fun to
with
roll.
his stupid ponytail. Screw you, Steve.
Why are we hating on ponytails?
Because I looked at yours and thought I would add it. But going to white belts with that, don't be the guy that can't lose. Not tapping. You basically lost anyways, because what the hell did you learn? Yeah. You learned nothing. You didn't learn defense. Nope. That's not defense. If not trying anything, you're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to progress if all you do is, as we say, grab your collars. Yeah. If you anti-jiu-jitsu things, and that's what you're going to do.
I specifically looked that up because I was getting more injured, older. I'm like, what can I do? So I specifically looked up, and I didn't look up anti-jiu-jitsu, but kind of like
anti-jiu-jitsu, the shittiest thing I could do.
Well, so rolling past 50 and all that kind of fun stuff. And I ran across this gentleman that was teaching like to grab your collar, grab your sleeve thing. I'm like, that looks really cool, because then you kind of just wait for him to get frustrated, then he can open up, and I'm like, yeah, it's neat, but it does more harm than good because you're not doing anything.
You're not doing anything.
You're not progressing where you're at. You're not actively trying to escape. You're just letting them have time to advance their position.
Yeah, and they will. Yeah. That will work on a fellow white belt. It will not work on someone that's even a blue. Even a moderately deep blue will just sit there and wait for it. Like, I figured out how to get out of it. I'm like, I'll just piss you off and just crank on your face until you move. Just like, oh, you're going to do anti-jiu-jitsu? I'm going to crank on something until you move. Done.
You're way better off trying whatever small amount of moves you know, and then getting tapped out, and then figuring out what went wrong and how you can make it better.
Yeah, like, lose a lot.
Yeah, let's say you got somebody that's got you in side control. Rather than just holding on for dear life and squeezing and not getting tapped out, like, no, just try the escape that you know. I'm sure at a white belt level 6 month in, you know an escape.
You've
from
heard
side
an
control.
escape. Yeah.
Yeah, try that.
Oh, yeah.
You may very well fail miserably.
Yeah, you're going to probably overextend, which most people do. You're going to go, I can do this, and then you're going to overextend. It's going to happen, but guess what? You don't know if it doesn't work until you do it, and you won't figure out how to do it right unless you keep trying it wrong. It's really true.
Yeah, and then you start learning body positioning, framing, proper leverage, proper shrimp, bridges.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
bridges is huge.
Because you can bridge the wrong way.
You can bring to the side, to the butt side. To the, it's all. So there's so many things to it.
So just because you like learned in class and it works on a willing partner, doesn't mean, so then that's when you learn, okay, I tried this, didn't work. Like, well, I switched to baseball slide or whatever they did.
Yeah.
Well, then what do I do?
Yeah, I'm lost now.
Did I mess it up because you switched, because you knew what I was doing, or did I mess it up because I just did it wrong? And those are the questions you have to ask at a white belt.
Yep.
And so, but you're not going to be able to learn and ask those questions if you just hang on for dear life because you don't want to lose.
Well, and that's what most white belts do. Let's just be honest. That's
what I did.
Because in a lot, I'm sure I did that too. Paul would just make me feel really stupid if I tried. And too bad he was the one that showed me how to do it.
I already said I'm sorry.
I know. Just saying, you fucked up my whole thing, but whatever. But no, it's one of those things that if you're the guy, and this is a perfect example for everybody in white belt, if you're the guy that didn't even tap that round, you're a problem.
Yep.
You have a problem, because even if you have a round where you don't end up tapping, like you're rolling with somebody, it's not really an achievement. It's not at all. It's like, well, did you escape properly? Well, you're a white belt and you're new. Probably not.
Yep. Typically, if you're bragging about not tapping, or you're bragging about who you tapped or how you did, and I've done it.
Oh, so we've all done it.
We've all done it.
That's how we know.
I'm just saying it's not a really good indication of how you're doing. Like it feels good when you think you did good, and that's fine. Yeah. But if you feel the need to exalt what you did to somebody else, like you're probably coming at it with a little bit of a wrong mindset, because you don't understand what people are working on, how much they're letting you do this stuff depending on their belt level.
Yeah.
There's so many factors in training, because you'll have the people that take it as just that. It's training, and I'm going to try new stuff. Yeah. And like, wow, this guy really sucks. Well, yeah, because he's trying. He's a purple belt trying stuff that he's never done before, and of course it sucks.
Yeah, I try some goofy ass shit as a blue belt.
Yeah.
I just goofy shit, and I get smashed though.
Here's the thing: it doesn't have to be
trying
goofy.
it.
It can be legit.
It's not.
That
it's legit. I'm just trying it,
right.
and it's goofy to me because I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I know it's there, so I'm gonna try.
Yeah. So when we're saying goofy, we're going, okay. There's some level of.
It's not goofy. It's literally it's goofy to me because I don't know what it is, like about how to do it. I'm like, okay, I have the mechanics of it. I'm like, I got a grasp. I've watched a video.
Yeah.
I talked to Croyler. Whatever it is. I got the idea. I'm gonna try it.
We're not trying to be Jeff Glover.
I'm not doing donkey guard.
Right.
I'm not doing that. No. Yeah. But that's part of it. So being a white belt is just being willing to lose is probably your biggest thing you can teach yourself. Be willing to lose. It's okay to lose, and it's not really even losing. It's training. You don't lose in training. If your ego loses in training, but you don't.
If you can change your mindset from how I did or how I felt, or if I tapped or if I didn't, to did I have fun and did I learn something? Like it's cool. Like if you landed a move that you've been trying to land on somebody, even if they were not trying their hardest or letting you get it, like the fact that you still did the thing right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like celebrate that. I think that's fantastic. Like, hey, cool. I landed an armbar or a triangle or a kimura or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't get that before. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But celebrate the fact that you learned something that you could do, not the fact that you beat somebody.
Yeah. That's exactly right. But I have an example. If you guys have listened to the show, I'm very big into examples. Is Austin got me into kimura. And he immediately, and yes, I did give it to him. This was probably a year, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, probably. And he tried the scissor sweep, then he did his jump up to the kimura, and he was
bump one.
Yeah, and I did, but I did let him have it, but he had all the parts there, so I'm like, fuck it, that was good. Like, could I have defended out? Did I see it coming? Yes, but he did it so well. I'm like, fuck it, you got that, and he immediately said, you gave that to me, didn't you? Stop asking that damn question. Don't ask.
Exactly. So did you get it? Did you land it? Yeah.
Yeah, you did. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Right. So you did it right. Because if you didn't do it right, I wouldn't have had to tap.
I would have just let go.
Yeah, and I do that all the time. Like, I'm rolling with somebody, and I'm like, okay, I got the armbar, and I specifically don't finish it, and I let them work the escape so that I can go for a triangle.
And try something different.
Yeah. Or I let them get the armbar. I want them to because I want to work on my escape. And you know what? Sometimes I can't escape.
No. Yeah, you're like, oh, whoops, too far.
Thanks for giving it to me. Because I didn't give anything. I'm trying something, and I didn't want you to tap me. I just wasn't good enough at my escape to stop you.
So because you were good enough at what you're doing to make that shit work.
Yeah. So again, that's something to be celebrated. Hey, cool. You're a white belt. You tapped out a purple belt that was trying an armbar escape.
Doesn't
that he's
matter.
Not good at yet. Yeah. Good job.
He literally.
Yeah.
got it,
but
and took it away from himself like 2 seconds later with you gave it to me.
But again, going home and saying, hey, I tapped out Paul, or going home and saying, hey, I finally landed an armbar is a vastly different
Vastly different. That's the asshole I know.
I bragged about that for months. Yeah. I haven't stopped, if we're being honest.
It just keeps coming.
Yeah.
Just one time.
But it was set up nicely. Like, you set it up really nice. Did I know what you were going to do? Yes, because you had tried it 4 times before. However, the first 4 times were fucking terrible. I'm like, no, nope. This one, I'm like, ooh, if I wasn't paying attention, that would have got me.
Yep.
And it did. Yep. And I gave it to you, and you immediately took it away from yourself. So don't do that. As a white belt, just don't take it away from yourself. And don't worry about it. Like, just know, most deep blues and purples, if you get them, honestly, it was probably something they gave you. Unless you muscled it. If you're muscling it, you can get me. If you want to muscle a freaking forearm.
Oh, excuse me.
Why are you being a bitch about it? Fucking Frank, I'm talking about you.
I love you,
What
man.
up, Frankie? Big dog.
You're going to have those people that can just put you wherever you want. Like, I'm going to put this arm here and that arm here, and then I'm going to throw my leg over here, and I'm going, I don't know how to stop this.
My technique doesn't stop this. It's like, it is what it is.
I wish I was a better purple belt.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
So with people like Frank, like literally Frank doesn't know he's using muscle. That's the funniest shit, because if you look at his face, there's no strain. He's just moving you around. You're like, this is demoralizing.
Yeah, Frank, I'm just saying, Frank, you have all the genes I wanted and never got.
Really good genes. Really good genes. But you're going to have those kind of guys in your gym that are just really good at what they do. And
that's it too. Like, you're going to have a few people like Frank that are very, very work hard. He works hard. Physically gifted, works hard at those gifts, and he has a very good aptitude, right?
Yep.
So you're going to run into these people that just kind of have everything going for them, and you might not. You might be like me, where everything's broken and you're kind of dumb, and it takes you a long time to learn, and then you're frustrated, pissy. You think you're going backwards. No. Certain people just have something you won't get. That doesn't mean you shouldn't keep trying and learning and doing your thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You got to separate that.
So, and I'll tell you, one of my biggest things to learn from is the harder you're trying as a white belt, the more apt you are to get hurt and burn yourself out on it.
Good point, yeah.
Because I got hurt. I was a blue at that point, but barely.
Were you?
I think I was a blue. Yeah, I was a blue. I was a blue when I got hurt, and hence my massive progression since. But part of that was it was a white belt thing that I did to get hurt. It was a very ego-driven white belt thing I did. I beat the shit out of somebody because he wouldn't calm down. And I should have just known, like, well, I don't like you, but I just needed to let it go. I couldn't do it. That's a white belt ego thing.
Yep.
You have so much ego when you're a white belt, and I totally get it. I did. Guess what? Got my neck broken. Literally got my neck broken. And it's fucked my training probably for the rest of my life.
So
don't do that. Don't try so hard. Don't put the effort in so much towards trying to win, because that's what happened, or proving a point that you're better than somebody, because that's what I did. You end up hurt. It happens because you're pushing yourself beyond what your technique will allow, and you put yourself in a shit position like I did, and it happens. Yes, I broke my neck is way freak of an accident. But hurting yourself in general, Paul and I have watched it for years. All these guys that come hard, keep going. Yeah. And Paul and I have called it multiple times. He's going to get hurt.
Yep.
And they always do.
Well, you got those gyms, too, that they just want good, hard rolls. I appreciate good, hard rolls if you have,
so do I.
If you have good, clean technique.
Yes. A hard roll doesn't mean you worked really fucking hard.
Right.
It means that you used technique to make it a roll that you had to think, you had to react, and you had to do. It's not because you're fucking winded as shit at the end of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Well, yeah.
So the other thing, kind of your point, like, they call jiu-jitsu a family. All fine and good, but do you like every person in your family? No, you're gonna have the sandpaper, right?
Like, okay, nobody likes me and my family.
Right. Well, but
it's a problem.
Point, right? Perfect.
It's a problem.
You're the guy. You're proving his point.
Guy.
Yeah.
So my point is, you're gonna have the abrasive people that you just don't get along to, but every now and then you get stuck with them.
Yeah.
And your ego.
Very true.
Your ego can definitely get you hurt in those situations.
And that's what happened.
I don't want to lose to Kip, or I don't want to lose to Austin or Paul or whoever, because I don't like them.
Yes.
They're braggadocious. I don't like their attitude. They brag too much, whatever. Because you're going to have those people no matter what. So
exactly.
So not everybody listens to these kind of shows going, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I do that too, and I should probably stop. Some people they do that, and that might
Or they're the guys that go, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, if you can listen to this whole show as a white belt and go, I don't do that, you're that guy. You are fucking that guy, being that guy right now. And because we're honest at this show, it's show code to be honest.
Yep.
I'm honest that I literally got my own neck broken because of my fucking ego. It happened. I don't even blame the dude that did it. I really don't. I don't like the guy, but I didn't like him before that. So we're good. But that was part of the problem, is I had an ego as a white belt, because it's so hard to walk into a sport you know you're going to lose at. And you're going to. It's hard because you can walk into karate, you can do your katas, you can do all those things, and you can feel good about your accomplishments. In jiu-jitsu, the problem is your accomplishments at the end of each class when you go to roll can be squashed because you get your ass kicked. It happens. So it's different than most martial arts. Everybody's like, oh, no, they're all the same. No.
Yep.
Jiu-jitsu is different. Jiu-jitsu is a humbling sport in a good way.
Yeah.
Take it. Take that humbling. And I wish I would have, because it would have cost me $50,000 less, and I could look to my right. Currently can't do that very well.
Yeah, a lot of people. Well, there's freak accidents, right? So
which
injuries happen all the time. Like everybody's had the oops, and no harm intended. And then, but if you throw in on top of that animosity and ego, you're almost guaranteed to get injured.
Yeah,
and
it's going to happen.
And if you really enjoy jiu-jitsu, like you need to step back and see it for what it is.
Yeah,
like, this is just training. We're all friends. If I don't like somebody, I can simply say, "Hey, man, not today."
Yeah, and you learn that later on, and you really need to learn that quicker. As a white belt, you need to know you can say no. Now, if it's an upper belt and they ask you, obviously it's a respect thing. You need to roll. However, if that upper belt is an asshole, don't do it. Just don't. Just be like, I can't. If you have to lie, do it. Because I've rolled. We don't have too many that have come through our gym, but we've had them.
Yeah, they're
that are upper belts that literally feast on white belts.
Yeah.
And just get fucking murdered.
That's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Not a lot. Sometimes that's gym culture, right? And that's top-down stuff.
Which is true.
That's just kind of like new people are fodder. And sometimes they slip through the cracks. Hopefully not at every school.
Yeah.
But that's where if you're a white belt, you have the opportunity to go, hey, I don't have a lot of time invested here, and it seems to be a bad culture. You can look somewhere else, right? So that's another thing. As a white belt, go in there and make sure it's a cool school.
Yeah.
And if you if it seemed cool, and then it starts like, oh, okay, the other shoe is dropping. Like maybe get out before you're stuck there, because there comes a point where we've heard from a few people.
I was going to say we've heard from people.
Yeah, like I feel trapped at my school. Like I want to train somewhere else, but I can't, because then you're a cliente or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, it's cliente.
Yeah, basically a traitor. So you're like,
and
I love
some
jiu-jitsu.
people still live by that. And it's like, we're in the modern era. Fuck off. I'm paying for this. I can go wherever the hell I want to go.
Yeah. Well, there's where the a little bit culty thing comes in, right? So I think.
We're a little bit of a cult.
Yeah. So
if you don't think jiu-jitsu is a little bit of a cult, you obviously aren't in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. So on one hand, I love the family aspect of it.
I do.
I think that's good for a lot of people, and it's good for me. It's good for you.
Yes.
Like we've made a lot of very, very close friends in the sport. On the other hand, you can take that too far, right? So you can be so ride or die that you're doing the wrong things and not acting right and not becoming better as a human, as a culture within the gym. Like if it's poison, then you need to get out. And
the quicker you can figure that's why it works with the white belt show, is the quicker you can figure that out, the better off you're going to be. Because a lot of gyms are interesting. Well, like we talk about it. If you're not a competition guy and you end up at a competition strict gym, you're going to hate jiu-jitsu very, very quickly. We've had them come to our gym. You've met them too.
Oh, yeah.
They come to our gym. They're like, wow, this is different here. We're like, what's up? Why? It's jiu-jitsu. And they're like, yeah, they just beat the shit out of me. I'm like, yeah.
We've heard that
at a former gym that no longer exists.
Haha, you failed, bitch. Anyways. Just
not
saying.
what I was going for.
I would, because they were assholes at competitions too. Their coach was a dick to us. And their kids were assholes. Fuck them. Anyways, fail. Take that. Fail. It was a nice gym, though.
This is why Kip is modeling the shirt.
It fits. I'm an asshat for sure. I started it. I am the original.
You know who you are? You're John McEnroe.
I am. I'm the John McEnroe.
So I was watching the French Open.
I'm the only guy that doesn't know who that is.
He is a pro tennis player that had fits and threw rackets and yelled at umpires in tennis.
You cannot be serious.
Yeah, he was
You don't know
literally
that
famous.
very infamous line?
Yeah, it's a very infamous line of just, "Are you serious?" Yeah, dude, it's most people are watching now.
So I was watching the French Open this weekend.
He's a commentator now.
He's a commentator now.
Yep.
And he was talking about the umpire's deep voice and how, he's got a really great radio voice.
Yeah.
And he goes, that's an advertisement for why you should smoke. And then you hear Mary Carrillo going, oh, John. Like, you can't say that on the
Paul
French
might
Open.
as well do that constantly.
Yeah.
Like,
Kip.
fuck.
That's okay. That's gonna be my new stuff.
So-
Yeah, there's our next shirt.
So speaking on that, it was hilarious. I'm a sidetrack because we never do that. I was talking to a friend of ours, and me and my wife's, and I was like, why do you like hanging out with us? It's Dana. She hangs out with my family a lot. And I go, why do you even like hanging out with me? Because most people, I'm pretty abrasive. And she goes, no, you're bold. I'm like, I'm going to call myself bold from now on. I'm not an asshole. I'm just bold.
That's putting a spin on it if I ever heard one.
It's like, that is such a political answer. I'm like, I'm such a dick.
Bold.
And you called me bold.
Kip's not an asshole. He's just bold.
I'm
bold.
just bold, people. Just bold.
Now that should make
Yeah,
that
Al,
shirt.
we've got
I'm not
t-shirt
an
ideas
asshole. I'm just
aplenty.
bold.
If you could, I don't know if you could do onesies, twosies, but I'm not an asshole. I'm just bold. We need that shirt.
I need that shirt.
And oh, Kip.
Yeah, the
Kip.
back says,
Kip. Just smack face.
How have we not been canceled?
I-
Like, Paul's super good at not saying stupid shit. He's smart. And then you have me. That's like, oh, I said that. Yeah, I'm going to stick to that. Because it came out of my mouth. I'm going to support myself. It's not
You
good.
should run for president.
We might not get
I
canceled.
probably could.
Yeah, we might
I
not
just
get
can't tweet.
canceled, but we'll never be monetized. That's for sure.
Well, we're on our way. 510 subscribers.
Oh dang! Hey, we're over the halfway mark.
Hey.
I didn't do
look at
anything
that.
this week.
Hey, you can win a friggin'
Oh, the back scratching one? That got some good comments.
Oh, yeah, that did. That was good.
Hey, my wife doesn't believe that I got these from Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh,
It's because
Yeah.
you didn't. I even had listeners reach out to me like, that was funny.
Yeah, I got some good reaction on that one.
A friend of mine, he works for Verizon, and I was getting new phones for my work, for me. And he's like, and he goes, I'll meet you. Met him up on 44th Street. And he's like, first thing he says, he goes, that backtracking shit was funny. He doesn't even do jiu-jitsu, but he saw that video. That shit was funny.
So
I'm gonna die on that hill though.
Yeah, same here. No, there's no way in hell this happens in jiu-jitsu. Because you'll grab a belt, but the belt's not vertical. Because his shit was like this.
I've been doing this 12 years of the day, bro.
12
Never
years
had
to
that
the
happen.
day.
I put that
We
on,
need a shirt that says that too. 12 years to the day.
Oh, there's so many.
Oh, there's so many.
I put it on Reddit, and someone claimed you've never done back escapes, or it was some sort of escape.
Yeah, some random escape.
It could have
I've
been back
done
escape. Doesn't make
plenty
sense.
of them.
I
Yeah,
was
but
like, there's
I've done
nothing.
a lot of them, but I've never gone, hey, guess what?
Yeah, like
I've never clawed someone's back for it.
Right?
when you had like the claw across and
That's
claw
because-
across the neck, like yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
onesie,
this
twosie,
motion.
yeah.
But to go around someone's lower back, not his upper back.
No.
I get that because I've reached for a shoulder grip. There's no fabric here to grab. It maybe if the belt's out, but even then, you wouldn't want to grab there because it would just flare out.
Hey, maybe our school
Right?
is super
If you're in a
low-key,
gi.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we're not cheating on our wives and and trying to get away with it.
We didn't name names. It's fine. I
No.
blacked his name out just to be sure.
Yeah, well played.
But if you go on BJJ Everything, you can find
you
it
can
yourself.
find this fella. Because the way he brought it up was wildly incorrect, too. Like, my wife totally thinks I'm cheating. I'm like, it's probably because you are.
And there were dozens.
Dozens of people
Of
going
scratch
after him.
marks.
Yeah. Not just like, oops, somebody grabbed me, because that's what you see.
If you get
You'll
one
see
or two, it's like
one
whoops.
scratch.
Yeah.
Right here, it's a whoopsies. He had like whoop, 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 whoop scratch marks.
Passionate scratches, I think I
Yes.
call them.
Passionate scratches.
Passionate scratches.
Oh my gosh.
Moving on.
We're good people.
Yeah. How long as a white belt before you get it, quote unquote? How long before you actually are like, all right, I understand what I'm doing and I'm not kneeing Paul or Kip in the face?
What, a year.
Yeah, a year to a year and a half, depending on how long,
3 days,
how
days
much
a
you
week,
go.
no injuries.
Exactly, no injuries.
Average, right? People
Yeah.
get it faster. People take a little bit longer,
Yeah.
but we'll go with it.
Like I got it in like 2 weeks
There's people out
or
there.
4 years.
Look,
I'm not sure.
Here's the thing. It depends on a lot of things. One, your own personality. Two,
Yes,
the
true.
gym you go to. Three, the coach you have. Four, the people that take you under their wing. So
Yes.
you can shorten that up to like 12 weeks, right?
You really can.
Yeah. But you can push it out to like you never get it.
Yeah, if you never
Like,
had that,
you
because
know-
Paul beat the shit. Not kidding. Paul, like if I was a sensitive person, I wouldn't have made it. Because if I did something, you figured that out though, that I wasn't really sensitive.
No, yeah.
Because
As soon as
every time
figured
I
out that
did
you
something,
weren't going to quit. No matter what I said whatever I wanted.
everything.
To say.
So if I did something wrong, you go right there. That was stupid. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, okay, not doing that again. Trying at least. And so I got through it honestly, like not in a brag way because who gives a shit. I just got through it because Paul would not allow me to do it because I rolled with him every day. Every day I was at class, I would roll 2 to 3 times with Paul. And he would make fun of me. That's the whole time.
Well, I got a bit lucky towards the end of my white belt.
Yeah, because you had a similar
Right.
with Ryan,
so,
right?
yeah, exactly. So I had it where he'd roll with me and he'd just do the same thing over and over again. He'd be like, "You
gonna stop that?"
Like you notice that that's the 4th time I got you in the same thing.
Yeah.
Like perhaps you should learn something from it. I'm like,
Yeah, well, that's what Paul would
Yeah.
do to me. Like, what I think one of my biggest things was I was tensing constantly, which
Yeah.
all white belts do. That's something you're going to do. You're going to tense. You're going to freak out. And
if I would have thought about human Sibian before him, it would have been.
Oh, it would have been
you.
me.
You just
We've
got
got
it would have
we've got a
totally
new
been
one.
me.
We've got a new one, a new white belt. He is the human Sibian.
Is he? Oh, we have
I don't know if he's as
gonna
bad as me.
usurp you.
Oh yeah, he took me over.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. Yeah,
Nice.
if you
That's
noticed, I will give you. If he noticed, yeah, he usurped you.
I'll point him out next time you guys.
Hell
go.
yeah.
all right.
You coming back? It's June.
I don't know.
Yeah, neither am I. I don't know. Yeah, I got called out by Croyler. Hey, Croyler.
That was funny. I don't care what you say. I laughed my ass off. I seen it. I'm like,
Oh no, I laughed
that's
too. By the
dope.
way. So if anybody didn't notice, I had a sweet picture drawn. I commissioned it of my face. It wasn't supposed to be just me. It was supposed to be my wife and me. However, it didn't work out that way. So she just picked a picture she liked of me.
She picked the prettier of the two.
Boy.
Yeah, I'm way prettier in my life.
Obviously.
Not even a thing. But drew it. And of course, Croyler can't say, hey, great artwork. He has to say something to the effect of nothing like a guy that doesn't train, essentially. And I go.
The title should be "Guy Who Talks About Jiu-Jitsu Who Doesn't Train Jiu-Jitsu" or something. It was really funny.
And then I came back with, never claimed to be training right now. Because I haven't. Have I one time on this show gone, yep, totally trained yesterday. Nope, not training right now. Why? Going through some shit. Just him. It's going to happen. I'll be back.
That's Croyler.
Yeah, he's a
probably-
whiny little bitch. It's fine.
We at the wedding I was at, we took another one of the fake choke photos.
Yeah.
So as soon as that gets on Facebook, I'm
Oh,
ready.
dude, post it
I'm
because he's
ready.
going to tear
Post
you a new
it
one.
Yeah.
immediately.
Because you're part of this now.
Yeah, I know.
Post-haste.
When you're part of
Technique's
this.
terrible. Blah, blah, blah. She's gonna escape
Did you-
immediately.
Whoa.
I can't
Hold on,
choke
hold
her
on,
in real
Hold
life.
on. Did you at
No, you
least try to
cannot.
like make the thing better, like more
Yeah,
tight? Like
no.
make
Did
sure
you
he
tighten
was
it
in
up at
pain?
all?
No.
Oh,
You
come on,
didn't
bro.
learn.
I think I even did like the
You did
the
gable grip?
It was
You
not
can-
even close
you
to
can
a
do it,
proper
I guess.
rear naked choke.
You can do gable grip.
Yeah, you can
do gable grip.
You got to tuck that.
Yeah,
was
tuck
not
it around.
tucked. I'm at a
like
wedding
slide it
with
in
all
front-
of her family.
Yeah, put her out.
Yeah.
There's someone that cares about her to take care of her.
Everybody needs a good nap sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
We're good people now.
That was a long wedding. I could have used that.
All right, what else we got?
What? Oh yeah, what else you got? Got anything else?
So I've got a
cool?
fun story that kind of talks about not being a jackass as a white belt.
Oh, that's a good
This
one.
is from Reddit.
I like it.
I was at a party. Oh, the title. Jiu-jitsu doesn't work on me.
Oh my god, I love it.
Nope.
Already a
it's-
fan.
This
Already
is a good
thing.
like
Let's
this
go.
is like a good Marvel
Let's
ending.
go.
Ready? I was at a party and this blue belt kept talking about jiu-jitsu and how great it was. I told him that shit wouldn't work on me. It's my mentality. He asked me to try it out and I agreed. He wanted to start from the knees. I told him, fuck that, start standing. We began, then I immediately pull guard, inverted, pull his leg into an inverted Ushiro Ashigarami, there you go, and knee barred him for the tap. I told him, see, it's my mentality, bro. I didn't mention that I'm also a brown belt.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna say-
this guy is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
this
a
guy's
fan.
sweet.
Like I immediately hated him, then I immediately loved him. I'm like, oh, this
Yeah, I was like, this guy's a dick.
He just doesn't
Oh
work
no,
out.
he just used the right term.
It's a good
he
swerve.
knows shit.
If
a
I
good
was
swerve.
good enough to do that, I would
Oh,
have
yeah, I'd do that
100%.
all
You
day.
go to a party and somebody's talking about jiu-jitsu, I'm like, that's bullshit. It doesn't work.
If you ever, and by the way,
Take me to the grass.
if you're rolling with a white belt and you just want to feel like the man, just go for their legs. They turn into freaking morons.
That's what I do
so
to
quick.
Paul.
Yeah, I don't
He's
do
starting
that
to do
Paul.
leg things, though.
I don't do things to Paul because Paul, he's made of cray paper. I just fucking hate that sound, so I just don't touch it anymore. Then he gets mad at me. You could have done it.
Yeah, just do it.
you.
Do it, bro. I know how to tap.
It feels like teaching.
I could scream tap.
Feels like cheating. Feels like cheating.
So this was on Reddit as well. Dumbest mistake in jiu-jitsu you've ever made?
Mine's easy.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you just talked about yours.
Yeah.
I'll go over why it was so stupid.
Mine was getting pissed during a roll, and I screwed up my rotator cuff because I was mad. Like,
Tell the story because that you haven't told that story in like 3 years.
yeah. So I was rolling with a super nice guy, but I felt that he was being too aggressive, and my neck got a little tweaked because he was being too aggressive in my mind.
In your head, yes.
Right. So I decided to amp it up. But the problem is he was better than me. So by me changing my mentality, bro, like all I did was then make him mad, who could then do more harm to me, and I ended up screwing up my shoulder. And 9 months of pain and rehab. It's just
Totes worth it.
not worth it. So I think that's one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people can make is getting mad. An easy way to get mad, I don't know if you noticed, like during the, hey, let's throw on the gloves.
Oh, yeah.
You need to work into that.
The jiu-jitsu with glove, like punches, like that. Real, I don't think that should be a white belt class.
Yeah.
Because I've got everyone's the same way. Your face is a button, and if you hit it just that button the right way, you shut the fuck off, and you're pissed.
Yeah.
Like doesn't matter if you're like I was expecting it. Ooh. That hit just the right way. I'm going to murder now.
I love watching it when it's not me, though.
Oh, yeah. It's great when
Like,
it's
oh,
not
this
me.
is just good, clean entertainment.
Super great.
Two contending adults beating the crap out of each other because
Yeah,
they're pissed.
totally
Good
wonderful.
times, yeah. Get the popcorn.
Yeah. So, here, real quick story. This is how I broke my neck. It's good stuff. So, we had a wrestler that came in. What?
We just talked about this.
Yeah, but this is the actual story of how big of a dipshit I am. Don't you want to go over how big of a dipshit I am?
Always.
All right, good. Then we're going to go. I'm going to make it quick. So basically, wrestler comes in. I kept hearing him trying to coach other freaking white belts that are even people that knew more than him knowledge-wise in jiu-jitsu. Annoys the shit out of me. That's a pet peeve of mine because I tried my best to stay out of that kind of shit. Even with Austin, when he asked me when he started, I was still a white belt, and he would ask me questions like, I'll show you how I do it. It's fucking wrong, more than likely. So definitely ask the
Yeah,
coach.
please get a second opinion.
Yeah. As I said, Paul's
See
way better at this than me.
And
So
I was like,
me?
go see Jesse.
Yeah, that's what I always did. I was just, didn't I? I always passed off the
Yep.
fucking buck because I was a white belt. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So, but this kid thought he was the shit, kept doing it. By kid, I mean he was like 30. He's a kid to me. And one day, he goes, hey, you want to roll? I said, hey, I've done this before. You roll too hard, I was going to pass. He goes, no, I'll be good. I'm like, you're going to be good? We're just going to have fun? So what did he do? Try to fucking kill me over and over again. He hit forearm across my face, my neck, just trying to push. I'm like, you keep doing it, I'm going to show you. And he goes, does it again, pushes his hand across my throat and just pushes down. I'm like, all right, armbar him, make him stop. Take his back and just fucking lean into his back like there's no tomorrow with a fucking body triangle on. If you haven't had that done, try it. It sucks. And just a total dick move. I was a dick for a good 5 minutes. And then he wanted to roll the next week. And me being me is like, I taught him a lesson. Sure did. I did not, because all he did was spike me on my head. When I was being a dick again, when I went to be an asshole again. So guess whose fault that is? Is it the guy that reacted to my aggression, like you just said, pretty accurately? Or is it his fault? Nah, it's mine. I was a fucking idiot and got spiked on my head.
That'll do it.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's how I broke my neck. I went for an underneath armbar. He lifted up and spiked me on my head.
Yeah, I think most injuries are
And it was my fault.
due to either ego because you don't want to tap to something.
Exactly.
Or you're mad and you're rolling with somebody that can kick your ass.
Yeah. Or you're rolling with somebody you don't like and you're underestimating the amount of power they have.
Yep.
It was my fault. It was totally my fault. Still don't like the guy.
That's fair.
Admitting you have a problem is the first step.
I know. I have so many of them, though. I got to stop admitting.
All right. That it?
I mean, yeah, I've got other questions. Well,
Yeah.
let's go over Jamal's fight.
Ah, fuck.
I know. Let's just talk about it quickly.
All right. So when
I hate this.
so he lost, unfortunately.
Jamal lost.
Yeah.
His arm
Pretty
got
bad.
dislocated.
Yeah,
Pretty.
got-
It's not broken.
Yeah.
He actually just
Dislocated.
posted on Facebook, and
Did
he
he?
was like at his home with his sling.
I'll tell you what, we're all bummed out, but
Super bummed.
silver lining was I seen a post of, I think Chad posted it, and had Paul Craig there eating dinner with them, and like everything was cool.
Yeah,
They squashed
totally
it.
cool. They squashed everything.
So apparently he's a real cool dude and a cool team. So that's awesome.
I just saw another photo as we're talking, and
Yeah.
Chad was with. I don't know who he was with on our team. He took a photo with Francis Ngannou,
Yeah.
and Paul Craig and Paul Craig's trainer. And I was like, that's such a cool random ass
that
photo.
is
I love
random
it.
as fuck and cool as shit.
So yeah, I was happy that
cool.
they.
But I'll tell you this: Jamal will be back.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be good for him. He's never lost. This is his first loss of his career. He's going to come back. He's going to come back hard.
Yeah, others.
That's false. I've beat Jamal so many times at the gym. I have outrolled him countless times. I've tapped him every single day we've trained together. So I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
wasn't going to talk about all the times I tapped him out, but since you brought it up,
I mean, haven't we all? I mean, that dude is
Right.
woo,
I've never once
but-
tapped Jamal.
UFC fighter.
but I think that's one of those. Like it sounds so condescending. Like, you know what, a good loss helps people out. You know,
But it does.
It sounds awful.
It sounds fucking terrible and just a platitude, but it's not.
So many people come back from a loss and be like, all right, refocused, changing up a couple things that need to be changed, whatever adjustments you got to be made, they have to be made. And I think long term it'll be good.
And let's go. Jamal is good at jiu-jitsu. We know. We've rolled with him. Great at jiu-jitsu. But however, he is stronger as a striker.
Yep.
And he's a strong striker. So if he could have kept it on the feet, Paul Craig would be dead. It's just I've seen Paul Craig fight. He doesn't have the stand up to fight with Jamal, and he knew that. That's why he pulled guard. So
And it worked.
yeah, and I'm not knocking pulling guard because I do it constantly.
So to be fair, a lot of people were knocking. No, you pulled guard. 30 seconds later, like, yeah, I guess that was the move.
That's what you should do.
Good, yeah.
But he's a black belt now. I mean, he is legit. Jamal's not that Jamal's not at all, but Jamal is a striker. It's what he is. He's amazing at jiu-jitsu. It just he ran into something he hadn't
Chad
seen.
posted that Paul just got his black belt, and
Yep.
Chad was posting like, "Congrats on your black belt."
Nice.
So it's cool that they respect each other. After that.
Yeah, especially all the animosity from
Right.
And it wasn't even Paul Craig that said anything because even
the
Jamal would say
fans.
he goes his fans were just dicks to Jamal. They were saying some just cold-hearted shit online about Jamal. And Jamal's an emotional dude. He doesn't like hearing it. However, he never takes it into the match. He
Right.
didn't there. He didn't.
Right.
He got caught by a really good, well set up jiu-jitsu move.
That overhook was
That
sick.
overhook was
Yeah.
sick.
I was impressed.
Like,
I was.
how do you get out of that? Like, the way he gripped it, and you could see Paul Craig's muscle just ripped, just flexing, keeping that arm there.
And Paul Craig, congratulations on your face. You're a pretty man. Like, you were very good looking cat.
Really?
Just saying. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I
no.
think he's adorable. Good looking. Good
Okay.
looking man.
I mean, adorable's probably not the look he's going for, but okay.
Oh,
And like,
Is
if,
he Scottish?
he's got it.
I'm good
yeah.
with Scottish, though,
Yeah.
because I'm Scottish. But
Braveheart stuff right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
we're good with
But anyway, I'm sad to see Jamal lose, but I'm glad to see
He'll be
that
back.
he got another friend. I think everybody.
And he lost in a way that he can recover from.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
I'm glad it looked worse.
Still
than
proud
it
of him.
ended. I'm
Yeah,
glad
it
looked
looked
worse.
fucking terrible.
I think Jamal got more fans from what happened versus if he had won.
Because he kept going.
Right.
He was all over TikTok this morning.
his
I
was?
didn't
Yeah.
look it up, and it was just on my feed.
Yeah, it was on my.
Like,
Yeah, I have.
whoa.
It was on.
Yeah.
Who's the announcer? John Anik.
Yeah.
Was on his Instagram saying like, "Bro, you're a fucking savage."
Yeah, because he just kept going.
Right.
Like everybody's like, no, he was trying to tap. No, he was trying to.
He was trying
literally
to fight out.
hammer fist
If he was
his
trying-
way out with his arm just flappity dappity. I was like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah, if he was trying to tap, he just would have yelled tap.
Yeah,
Right.
he would have just tapped out, and
I
he
would've.
Yeah,
did
Matt-
not.
Matt
The
Hughes-
ref had to take it.
Matt Hughes had to do that when he was rolling
That's right.
with St. Pierre. He had to verbal tap
Yeah.
because he was so tied up. He was
Yeah, there was nothing you could do.
Yeah.
And Jamal was, because
Yeah.
Craig had his arm, and he still didn't. The ref had to step in. So Jamal's
was-
a freaking rough.
That-
He's rough, dude. That's awesome. Super proud of the guy for getting in there, especially with a athlete like Paul Craig.
Yeah.
Paul Craig's no doubt. I don't think anybody thought he wasn't. It was just his fans were dickheads.
Yeah.
Our fans are dickheads too, hence why we're getting them shirts.
Oh yeah, ass
Ass
hats.
hats.
Paul won't wear it.
He might.
I might.
He won't.
He might.
He won't.
I like this one.
I can't.
He does like that one. That one's comfy though.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I've got one. I think I had a BJJ everything question. Oh, the rest of the card. The rest of the card was fun.
It was interesting. The one guy,
Nate Diaz got robbed.
I don't know how he lost.
Dude, at the very
he was
end,
beating the fuck out of. He stunned Edwards like 3 times, and I'm like, how does he not get a 10-8 round there? How? Edwards hit him like twice.
Yeah, I thought he had him.
2
at the
rounds
last
in a
minute
row.
there.
Yeah.
2 rounds in a row.
That last minute when Edwards started doing
He
this,
was just going.
Nate.
He was
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, Nate
Yeah,
pointed, and I'm like, that's it.
Yeah. And he
No.
just didn't. I don't. Well, anyways. Yeah, that sucks.
I thought he was going to fall over.
How about
'Cause
the
he
guy
looked like
that-
he was just going to crumble?
yeah.
Yeah.
Edwards is tough. How about the guy that knocked someone out in 7 seconds, then jumped up at the top of the. It was in the prelims.
Oh, I didn't
Early
see it.
prelims, actually. He knocks the dude out in 7 seconds. Great. Knocks the crap out of him. Jumps up on the top of the cage, jumps backward, blows out his knee.
Oh, he pulled. There was a linebacker for the Lions who did that.
Yep.
Celebrating.
Yep. He literally blew out his knee. And he didn't go on the top of the cage. He literally got about waist high, then jumped backwards. No big deal to most. Blew out his fucking knee.
That would be what I would do.
Yeah.
That is a Paul
I think,
move.
yeah, that is
No,
a
no,
Paul
no.
move in a nutshell.
Paul, you'd be smarter
I
than
wouldn't
to
have done that, yeah.
jump off the cage. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you would
couldn't
just
have.
been
You know
standing
better.
there and blow your knee.
Yeah. Well, Chandler does that. Michael Chandler.
Yes,
And
he
someone
does.
said he should probably stop doing that. He's going to hurt himself.
So many people have
And
hurt
it's like-
themselves during that like running up the cage and jumping back. Your knee doesn't go that way. It's a really easy way to blow out your knee.
You already won. Just raise your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be
know?
like, hey, that was fun.
Or if you get on top and you like
Funsies.
straddle it, that's fine. You see
Yeah.
those guys, and then they just dismount it. They don't jump the fuck off of it. So yeah, that dude
Do a
blew out his knee.
backflip.
Kind of
This'll be
sad.
fine.
It's like, hey, great 7-second knockout. Now your knee's out.
well.
Sorry, bro.
There was Stephen Tulloch, I want to say, but I don't know if that was him. Yeah,
I don't
some
know.
guy for the
Yeah, some
Lions,
for the Lions
did
did
that.
the exact same
he
thing.
literally just jumped off the ground.
Yes,
And
and,
then
blew
tried
his
to,
knee
like,
out, and he literally just went
Yep.
down to the ground
There
after
goes
a
your year.
sack. Yeah, good job, buddy.
Guaranteed money, right?
It's a Lions. What are you gonna do?
Moreno winning. That was cool to see.
Marino, he deserved the first win. I thought when I watched that match, I thought he beat Figueroa the first fight.
It was
Not
tough.
soundly, but I think he won more rounds. But whatever, champion got a draw. That's how I felt about that one. He looked really good.
No doubt about this one.
Baby Assassin looked good at that fight. I was really happy with that fight. Brandon's a neat kid.
I remember my question or my
Yes.
thing that I found. And Israel just that was
stupid.
Yeah,
that was
that was-
stupid.
That was a bit of a clinic.
Nothing's funnier than when the guy like Vinatieri's sitting there like, yeah, I might get this at the announcements of the hand being raised, and he's sitting there like, yeah, I get this, and Danjay's going, trying to win. He's I was like, because he dominated him so bad, but I think Ndanja knew that he couldn't knock him out. He's just got a hard head. He
Yeah.
really does. He can take a shot, so he just made him look stupid. He really did. He dominated the shit out of him. So when he was like, fingers crossed, you think you're gonna win? No.
Well, did you see the meme or the whatever after the fact?
No.
And Israel Adesanya was like, so what were you guys talking about? Because they chatted after the fight, and he goes, he couldn't admit that he lost.
Yeah,
Israel Adesanya was like, I got this one, and he goes, I don't know, and he's like, bro, this was not even close.
it wasn't close. I may not have knocked you out, but
You took him down once and
Yeah.
maybe held him there for
Once.
a minute. Like Israel got up quick.
Yeah, and he tagged you up for the rest of the match.
It's
just
was
a
obvious.
Yeah, it was an obvious win. But anyways, yes.
So I was reading. This was pre the main event card or whatever, and I was reading a story about Nate Diaz's gym. Got your yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
So this was a story about some blue belts who went to Nate and Nick Diaz. I think this is his brother Nick.
Yep.
They went to their gym. The blue belts went there, and they said, "All right, you blue belts are gonna roll with those white belts." And the white belts tapped every single one of those blue belts. Says, "All right, everyone line up." And they said, "Everyone put your belts in a pile here." They took those blue belts and they gave them to the white belts.
Ooh.
And then they said, "All right, you blue belts who just got tapped, you've got to go get yourself new blue belts." They didn't give them white belts. They didn't like demote them, but they took their blue belts from them and gave them to the white belts.
Dang.
And said, you guys got to go find new blue belts.
Like we were talking about the gym culture earlier.
That's a terrible culture right there.
I don't know how
I'd
I'd
feel.
Terrible.
Yeah. I know how I feel. That's fucking terrible.
I would not appreciate it in the moment. It's some stone cold shit right there.
Yeah.
It's dickhead.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the thing everybody loves about the Diaz brothers is they talk shit, they do all this. But the only problem is if you look more into some more things they do, they are really just assholes.
Yeah.
They're very disrespectful. They've gotten into it with people that are perfectly fine, and they start shit, and they know they're doing it, and they admit to doing it. I love watching them fight. Don't get me wrong. I love the Stockton slap. I think it's a waste of fucking time because you could have just punched him.
Hurts though.
It does hurt.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Not as much as a closed fist.
Probably not.
No. And I get it, but respect's a thing to me. It is. I try to respect everybody around me. It's just they disrespect people. They can act like they do so much for people, but when you disrespect humans for no apparent reason, just because I'm hard, that's what we do here, well, fuck off. And to disrespect people and take their belts away from them, that's what's wrong with jiu-jitsu. If you think that's what you should do, that's what's wrong.
Yeah, I wouldn't definitely do that.
No, that's what's wrong. Don't do that shit.
Some people like it, though. They think that's the way to go.
I know.
No, that's not my gym.
I disagree. I do agree with you, but I disagree with that.
Oh, my God. All right. That's all I got. That's an hour.
All right.
Bow! All right, guys, don't quit.
Social media.
Oh, yeah, social media, go!
Well, it's all on the graphic now. So
Yeah, it's in
Grappling
the
Dads
graphic.
on Facebook, Twitter, @GrapplingDads.
All right.
Instagram, GrapplingDads_podcast. YouTube, like, share, subscribe. We're at 510 subscribers. Let's get to 1,000. And, yeah, I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, Patreon. Say
Oh,
something about
Patreon,
Patreon.
please.
Thank you, patrons.
Go to
Appreciate you.
grapplingdads.com. Go down to the bottom right hand of the screen. You can click right on there, become a patron. You're going to get a sweet shirt with your donation or whatever you call it. I don't know. Meh, give me money.
Like a subscription?
So subscription, maybe. I don't know.
We
Anyways,
appreciate you.
don't quit.
Thank you. Don't quit.
Bye.
Bye.